Good afternoon, everyone. How are you today? It is Monday. We are December 3rd. Have you realized this is the last month of the decade? How was this past decade for you? I hope that you're taking some time in, whether it was a past weekend or maybe this week, to go back to where you were in the beginning of the year 2000, 2010, and now where you're at right now in 2019 and where you want to go in the next decade. You know, once I went to the Hay House conference in Toronto and Louise Hay was there. So first of all, I was like all gaga because that was the Louise Hay that was like 2 feet in front of me. And it was her birthday that weekend. And she said, I'm going, and I think she was turning 80. And she said, and I'm going to make the next decade the best decade yet. That really, really stuck with me. So every time I have a birthday, every time there's a big change like that, I'm just saying the next decade is going to be the best decade yet. Not because what came before was necessarily bad, but because I know I have that drive as it can be better. It can be more joyful. I can experience more freedom. I can experience more health, more vitality. And that's what I wish for all of us right now, as well as to create this next decade with more health, more vitality, more passion, more spiritual alignment, more embodiment of what is sacred and what is divine. That is my wish, my goal, my passion for all of us that I want to share with you. So that being said, if you've been with me for the past few weeks, you've noticed that I talked a lot about ego resistance. What is ego? The nature of ego, the difference between ego and spirit within yourself, and how to recognize your own sabotage mechanism so that you can kick them to the curb and deal with them so that they don't stop you in your tracks anymore. Because this is close to the end of the year. That's when a lot of us have new intentions for the year. How often do you have that new intention and then a month in you just drop off? Whether it's going to the gym, whether it's eating more fruits and veggies, whether it's your weight, you might do it for 1 week and then it's like the honeymoon and everything is great and fine. And then 2 weeks, maybe I don't feel like it this time. And then the 3rd week and the 4th week, and then you're just like off the wagon. It's so hard to get back on the wagon because then there's that other cycle of shame and anger and everything. And you just like spiral in, and then a year goes by, a decade goes by, and you have not seen the results that you were hoping for. Maybe you're using cop out, opt out tactics like, well, maybe it wasn't meant to be. Maybe the universe didn't want this for me. Maybe just stop it. That's ego stuff. That's like your own internal pain stuff. That's talking through you. It's not the truth. The truth is, if you have a really big dream, a really big desire, then you have everything to make it happen. What you seek also seeks you. So stop getting in your own way. Bit of harsh love perhaps this morning, but I know that some of you really need to hear that. You need to stop getting in your own way because most of you know that your ego gets in the way and you want to break that cycle. So let's dive a little bit more into that, shall we? How to break that ego cycle. So I invite you to look back into the past videos if you haven't seen them, or if you go on the top of the page and you click on that learn more. Hey, thanks for the heart. Hey, Milana, so nice to see you. So if you want to learn more about the ego and the ego resistance, go to the top of the page and then you can subscribe. You can enroll into that class and I will teach you exactly what is ego, where it comes from. All the videos are there and the handouts are there. So go in and you can have that. So now let's go into the ego and the chakra system, because most of you think, probably because that's like the logic thing to do, that there is only one ego within ourselves, right? There's like the one voice of ego and then there's the voice of spirit. What if I told you that you have at least 7 voices of ego within you? You might say, oh my goodness, I'm so overwhelmed, I can't deal with this. It's just so much ego, so much resistance. But you can learn to deal with all of those voices of ego within you. The way that I teach about these voices of ego, the way that you can learn to work with those voices of ego is with superimposing the ego knowledge with the chakra system. And then you know exactly where that ego voice is coming from, and then you know exactly what next step to take for you to rectify the situation and to not sabotage yourself. Okay, so that's what we're going to explore in the next 7 weeks. Every week I'll be coming on and telling you about one more ego voice. I'll be teaching you about that so that you know exactly what to do. Sounds good? Give me a thumbs up or a heart if you're liking this concept of working with ego and the chakra system. So we'll start by, today we'll just review a little bit what is a chakra system and how the voices of ego represent in those, in that chakra system. And then we'll go a little bit deeper into each chakra week by week. Okay, so the chakra system, if you're not familiar with this yet, is chakra is a Sanskrit word, so from East India, and it means spinning wheel, and it is a spinning wheel of energy. We all have those. The New Age teachings say that we have 7 key chakras, but if you go to the ancient teachings, there are like 100 or so chakra in the system. But in the spirit of simplifying things, keeping things as simple as possible for us to understand it and grasp it and actually go into aligned action, we'll stick to the 7 key chakras. Those chakras are aligned in our bodies with the spine and also with key organs. So these organs are the ones that create a lot of hormones in the body. So they have a high electrical output that is often measured. By the ancients, they were able to see and feel and sense the energy, the vibration of those, even before they knew that organs would be creating the hormones, right? So we have the 7 key chakras. We start at the root, and the root is the bottom of your spine. It is closer to the genitals, so it is open to your legs and towards the earth. That's a root chakra, your base chakra. And then in your belly, just a little bit below the belly button, we have the sacral chakra. Then around the stomach, there's a solar plexus chakra. Then we have the heart chakra. We have the throat chakra, the third eye chakra, and the crown chakra at the top that opens up to the spirit world. Each chakra has an impact in your body. Each chakra has something to do with your well-being, your physical well-being, your mental well-being, your emotional well-being, and your spiritual well-being. So it's important to know what each chakra creates in the body in terms of vibration and energy so that you know exactly what steps to take to make it better, right? Makes sense? So we are starting with the root chakra. The root chakra at the base of your spine is going to, this is the base of everything. It's what develops first. It's what makes you feel safe, makes you feel grounded, makes you feel secure. Your root chakra is all about existing. It's about your physical survival. Okay, that makes sense. I won't go too much in depth into this, but you get the concept. So the root chakra is that solid ground that everything else is built upon. A lot of my students come to me and they say, I want to have a greater intuition. And they want to really amplify their spiritual gift. And those are really great goals. However, when you neglect your body, when you neglect your strength, when you neglect your roots, then everything is kind of off, and you can't have greater spiritual gifts because they're not grounded, they're not embodied. So when I talk to you week after week about spiritual embodiment and groundedness, it is through that root chakra that you will find a lot of those answers of why you don't feel grounded, why you don't feel safe, why you don't feel secure. So we need to start by the base, by the foundation. You don't start building a house by building the roof. You start by the foundation. Same thing with your spiritual empowerment. Start with the foundation. So I want you to imagine, now bring back to your awareness that soul embodied desire that we've talked about before. What is it that you really want? So as you look forward to the next decade, if you look forward to the next month, if you look forward to the rest of this day, what is it that you really want, that your soul really wants to experience? So bring that into your feeling right now. You got that? You got that feeling? Now, I want you to imagine that what it is that you desire also desires you, and that it's absolutely possible for you to manifest this within 3 months. Now feel that in your body. What just happened? Did the ego kick in? Are there any voices in your head saying, oh, no, it won't happen in 3 months? So just notice those voices right now. What is happening in your body? What are the feelings? What are the sensations? What are the thoughts? Take a note of that. Actually write it down. Don't just think about it. It's embodied, remember? And when you write, it's more of an embodiment of something physical rather than just thinking it. Now, a lot of people, they don't give themselves permission to want what they want. They don't give themselves permission to desire what they desire. They don't give themselves permission to take aligned action towards their dreams and toward their goals. And at the root chakra, that ego voice of resistance sounds like it doesn't feel safe. It doesn't feel safe for me to make more money. It doesn't feel safe, or it is not safe for me to be healthier. It is not safe for me to have greater intuition. So just feel into that a little bit. So what in your big dream, if you're resisting it, what about it does not feel safe? So that is your journaling question about the root chakra. It's about feeling safe. And sometimes it's not feeling safe comes from being a very emotional, spiritual, open-minded person who grew up in a family of people who are more pragmatic or scientific or don't believe in the occult, when you've had experiences that have taught you that, you know, something greater exists on the spiritual sphere, whether you were able to see ghosts or hear disembodied voices or touch someone and just feel the energy and affect some healing. But your family, your mom, your dad, your teachers did not believe in that. So it did not feel safe for you to come out of the spiritual person that you are, right? So does that sound true for you? When it's about money, it doesn't feel safe for me to make more money than, would it be your peers, your father, your mother, a brother or sister? Who is it? It doesn't feel safe for me to make more money than. Or it doesn't feel safe for me to make money because I will not manage it properly. So that is your homework right now, is to see in your big dream, what does not feel safe and where does it come from? All right. So we'll start with that. I think it's enough to start with. So you have quite a bit to feel into and think about. So what about your big dream does not feel safe? And know that that is in your root chakra. If this really resonates with you, if you want to talk about it more, I invite you to book a session with me. And that session is called the Fully Activated You. It does lead to coaching if you want to go down that way into the coaching with me. But we will have 1/2 hour to talk together, and that half hour is free. And in that half hour, I will show you exactly how you're stopping yourself, how your ego voice is showing up for you, and what you can do to diffuse that ego voice so you can move forward in your dream. I will paste that link in the description for this video. So click on that and let's talk face to face, heart to heart, soul to soul, and let's kick those ego habits to the curb so that we can create some greatness together, shall we? All right, until then, big heart, big hug from my heart to yours. Much love. See you soon. Next live on Wednesday. We'll go deeper into this. All right, bye now. Oh, and do put in the comments below, what is it that is resonating with you? What have you learned from this, and how is ego stopping you in your tracks? There's no shame. This is a no shame zone. It is what it is. The beliefs are the beliefs, but if you want to overcome them, we need to be able to express them, communicate them, and they're going to be released. All right, I believe in you. See you soon. Bye now.